Democrats are trying to gaslight us. The media is eager to help them out. The Harris-Walz ticket is the most lefty ever. They're trying to cover it in a gauze of blather, of Midwestern folkiness, and whatever the heck Harris offers, but it's garbage. Harris has been a progressive lefty her whole career. She was to the left of Joe Biden, and she hasn't reversed any of his policies, not the big spending, not the borrowing, not everything that gave us nasty inflation. And jobs are drying up now. They've got nothing to say on the economy. So they're talking about just blather. They're trying to get by on vibes. Walz has goosed the size of Minnesota's government, drying up what was a large surplus when he came in. He's increased taxes. The state's population is plummeting because people are fleeing. He's also gone hard left on social policy. The nickname Tampon Tim fits. He supports every sort of trans nonsense. Tampons in boys' bathrooms in fourth grade. Absolute support for transing kids, medication and surgery. He's passed a law that will take a child away from their parents if the child is thinking about transitioning. It's nuts. It's extreme. But all we get from the media is, oh, he's got a great accent and he looks like a cool dad. It's nonsense. It's up to the Trump-Vance campaign to pin them down on the facts. The border's still open. It's down a little bit, but Senator Elizabeth Warren says Harris will find a way to legalize 10 million illegal immigrants. And that's just the tip of what they promise. It'll be more of the same, more insane energy policies that drive up the cost of living, make it almost impossible to get new jobs flowing, and so on. Walz was a pick that satisfies the hard left of the party, the squad, Bernie Sanders, as opposed to Pennsylvania Governor Shapiro, who actually stands for some moderation, but he couldn't pass muster because he's Jewish. Fact is that the hard left is driving the Harris-Walz ticket, and it won't stop driving it. This is not a moderate. This is an extreme lefting progressive. Harris has done nothing to change her spots. She's issued a few statements about how she no longer embraces her most extreme positions when she was the most liberal member of the Senate. Nothing to break with Biden's policies. All she's done is bask in the bump of being a semi-fresh face. But the fact of the matter is she's just another face for the radical Democratic agenda. The fact is that, yes, the Trump-Vance campaign was put back on its heels with the sudden replacement of Biden by Harris. But once they get their feet on the ground, they need to come out with both fists. Vance has powerfully noted that he served in Iraq, whereas Walz stepped away. He abandoned his National Guard unit rather than deploy. Yet Walz is going to pretend to be a blue-blooded American. He may have a decent history, but the fact of the matter is he's just another face on an extreme agenda.
Well, there you go. I want to thank everybody for joining me today. Hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost a thing, and it allows you to catch any new episodes. So we heard the man. So what can we expect from the Biden, Kamala, Walz, Obama White House? Well, I could tell you one thing. Everyone's talking about how bad things are going to get. I could tell you just one thing she is going to do. I could guarantee you this. For all you pot smokers out there, I will guarantee you that she will legalize marijuana for you guys. That's about it. Your taxes are going to go up. Things are going to get more expensive. There's no doubt about that. And the economy is not going to be as good as it is under a Republican. It just isn't, okay? You have to understand that the Democrats, their philosophy is for you not to be too prosperous. Because if you're too prosperous, you don't want handouts. Once people make money and they have assets and they have things that they have to worry about financially, they start becoming Republican. There's a saying that everyone starts off as a Democrat when you're young. Once you start accumulating assets, you become a Republican. That is the reason why the Democrats always want to keep you as poor as possible. All right. And keeping people poor is a proven formula of making life expensive. So life is going to be more expensive across the board. That's what we can expect. Okay. There's going to be an open door policy for anyone to come in, and they're offering them all type of goodies like, healthcare and government housing, and that's what we can expect. We're not going to expect a dynamic economy. We're not going to have free enterprise. They want overregulation because they believe in big government. Okay? So whoever really believes that, oh, it's going to be better under her, I mean, you fell for the trick. Because here's the bottom line: hate him or love him, Donald Trump was already president. There's nothing to be thinking, well, what if? What can happen? The man was already president. We know what's going to happen. We know that the economy is going to boom. Okay, energy is a big reason why things are so expensive. Okay, the more it charges for you to fill up the tank of those trucks, they're going to pass the cost on to you. So you need to bring the cost of energy down to bring down prices. Okay, the Democrats are not going to do that. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if across the country it just becomes $5 and $4 in places that are 3 right now. It's 4, and in the places that are $5 right now, like California, it becomes 7 under the Democrats. Trump did not start any wars. That's a fact. He intimidates all our enemies. The Democrats, our enemies, are not scared of them. And this is a fact of life. So she's going to be radical. Everything that's anti-God, anything that's hedonistic, that's what the Democrats are all about. And that's what we're going to get if she comes into office. It's going to be tax and spend. It's going to be nanny state, over-regulated. You can't do this, you can't do that. They claim they're the party of liberties, but they were the ones that locked down the country. It was the Republican states that things were open and free. This is a fact. I went down to Florida. I was down in Georgia from New York, and trust me, it was wide open out here. So we need to understand that what are the policies? Forget the people. What are the policies of the parties that we are voting for? That's what we need to determine. And I could tell you, it will not get better. Crime is going to go through the roof. You got to understand, in California, you can steal from a store at $900 at a clip and not go to jail. Can you believe that? That is what the liberal, hedonistic, anything goes party, the Democrats, who they are. That's what they are. That's who they are. Lawlessness, no structure, anti-God, and that's what she represents. And the bad thing about it is that she is the far extreme of that party. Every crazy idea that they think about, she is embodied in it. Her and her VP. Let's think about what we're going to vote for, because trust me, it's not going to get better under her, because she is the status quo, and she is the epitome of a radical left Democrat that is all about debauchery and experimentation with everything under the sun.
With all of that being said, I think it's very important to have debates, and we've agreed with Fox on a date of September 4th. We've agreed with NBC, fairly full agreement, subject to them, on September 10th. And we've agreed with ABC on September 25th. So we have those 3 dates, and those networks, they're very anxiously awaiting that date and those dates. So we have September 4th, September 10th, and September 25th. We have spoken to the heads of the network, and it's all been confirmed, other than some fairly minor details. Audience, some location, which city would we put it into, but all things that will be settled very easily. I think it'll be very easy. The other side has to agree to the terms. They may or may not agree. I don't know if they're going to agree. She hasn't done an interview. She can't do an interview. She's barely competent, and she can't do an interview. But I look forward to the debates, because I think we have to set the record straight.